This is hype. Dignitas SRG. I think the two best offenses in the European server right now. I would rank Dignitas' defense higher than SRG though, by a fair margin. You know, it's up to SRG to pop off again. They were able to do it against Vitality. Get, in my opinion, an upset win there. You know, I'd go as far as to call this an upset for SRG as well. Even though they've looked like the better team so far this tournament, I'd still call Dignitas the favourites here. Taking a well-defended server. That's definitely killing the hype a little bit. Come on, Rocket League. Deliver. Give us a server. 20k production. What am I supposed to do? What do you guys want me to, what do you want me to do here? Come on. Give me a break. I don't get any special servers for this. I get the same ones you do. Oh, Violet Panda got one. Okay, hold on. What color were Dig again? I've forgotten. Dig or orange? It looks like we're good to go. Senzo, Khaled, and Ahmad trying to continue their Cinderella run against Dignitas, who until recently were being called the best team in the world. That was until Vitality took a series off them. But look at this. Already we're seeing SRG take a lead. That is a phenomenal pass by Senzo. He's just taken everybody out of the game himself after the kickoff. And 4 seconds in, tournament MVP so far, Ahmad, opens the scoring for SRG. I know everybody's thinking right now that surely the run has to end. Surely SRG will meet their match and they'll come crashing back down to reality. But that hasn't happened yet. And so far they are really bringing the game to Dig. That's a nice dribble start though by Yukio. Khaled brings that one to an end. Senzo, who's been getting better and better as this tournament goes on, takes the ball clear from danger. Infield from Yukio to Panda. It's uncontested for Astral, and that is a tie game. And that's what SRG have to watch out for today. The passing plays of Dignitas are arguably the best in the world. 1-1 already. Bit of a stall in the approach there from Astral. He didn't get the immediate rebound. But there's a chance that the slowed down approach actually worked in his favour. That's a great recovery by Senzo. He's done so well here. He's got options in the middle, but he runs the ball a bit too far ahead of himself. Ahmad's going to try and back pass to Khaled, who's not got a lot of boost to play with here. And he's taken out the game quite easily. Dignitas with more passing, and that's another goal. And already they're finding ways through the SRG defense. Now going into this one, I did say these two teams have had the most impressive offense out of anyone that we've seen in this tournament. But I do rate Dignitas defense quite a lot higher than SRG for the most part. Now SRG have been improving. The more experience they get in this tournament, the more organized their defense looks. But Dignitas are going to be coming at them with passing plays that I don't think they're going to have seen against anyone else in the world. I don't know if they've had the opportunity to play against Dignitas before. Everybody's been talking about how no one in the RLCS knows what to expect from SRG. But likewise SRG, I don't think they know what to expect against Dignitas. Dignitas play such a great passing game that this is going to be a massive test for SRG to try and prevent Dignitas from just scoring at will. Khaled denies Valiant Panda, but that's another opportunity, and Panda's recovery puts it in. Yukio too fast to catch this free ball in the middle. Senzo tried to get out to him. Ahmad got the demo, but that's all he got in that exchange. Dignitas up 3-1 here. So far this playstyle matchup is working out really well in their favor, just because the defense of Dig has been more than enough, and offensively they are just finding ways through every single time. That's a double touch off the floor from Yukio. Unbelievable stuff by Dig. They're not outclassed mechanically at all in this matchup. And you know, out of everybody in the tournament that we've seen so far, Dignitas probably have the best chance of matching up well with SRG in terms of mechanics. Astral and Yukio in particular are two of the fastest players in the world, and you're not going to be able to bully them in particular. Khaled with the dribble, far post, denied by the bar, and now it's a Ahmad's shot off the post as well. Khaled and Ahmad both going for the same boost there. Yukio gets it past him. Ahmad doesn't have any boost to play with here. Khaled will be able to get the ball clear. Still, I've been so impressed with SRG's comeback potential in these tournament matches that we've seen so far that even if they do lose this, I'm not going to count them out at all. So don't be too worried, SRG fans. They do have what it takes to make comebacks, but they are getting demolished right now by the offense of Dignitas. And now it's Astral with an unbelievable solo play. Look at this recovery on the ceiling after this touch. That is just crazy. He's just never looking like he's going to miss this. Brilliant speed to get that one set up. And if there's any lessons learned in this game one for SRG, it's that they can't get baited into these lost aerial battles like they are. They really just can't afford to fly up at everything like they usually do, because Dignitas are going to beat them sometimes. They're going to get the ball passed at times. You just have to accept that when you play against Dig. The defense is something you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to do well. And 5-1 is a dominating score. Remember, the first goal and the only goal that SRG scored, it came within 4 seconds, and it was Senzo off the kickoff setting it up. Besides that, Dignitas have been just too good in the midfield. They've been too good in the final third. And so far it looks like they've adjusted far better to SRG than SRG have to them. This should really quieten all of the people who say that the reason RLCS teams have been struggling in this tournament is because they're not used to the playstyle of their opponents. You know, it's a two-sided thing. I don't think that SRG are at all used to the Dignitas playstyle, so this is just a game of adaptability. It's a matchup of mechanical monsters, and so far Dignitas have popped off more. They've been incredibly effective in offense. Ahmad into the middle. Crazy pre-jump by Yukio, gets in the way. With a minute left in the game, there's still 3 goals for SRG to find. Senzo collects the ball from an Ahmad pass, but that's all that they're going to get in this. As Dignitas come from one end of the field to the other yet again. Ahmad over the top of Panda. Senzo knocks it on. And that is difficult for Dignitas. Senzo did get the demo on the goalkeeper. This is maybe a late comeback by SRG. Khaled with a great shot. Brilliant job off the ball by Senzo to take the one goalkeeper out the play. You never really bet against Khaled from that range. He set himself up perfectly. You know, even if they don't come back here, this is much more promising. They've stopped the Dignitas freight train. Now they're getting a lot of chances. Ahmad into the crossbar in the post, actually. That was a real opportunity to get even another goal back. Astral looking for his next goal of the game. Double touch saved by Senzo. Late in the game, though, it's SRG who are having more success. Khaled looking to get the ball into the middle. Astral does really well here. And with that ball going clear, Dignitas should have the win locked in. But this wasn't without a late scare. There were definitely chances at the end of the game for SRG, and credit to them for not giving up here. I think they know just as much as we do how important it was to get something out of this game, because 5 goals in a row uncontested from Dignitas is not something you want to finish off a game with. They did look a lot better in the very last few minutes, but was that because Dignitas just let their foot off the gas a little bit? They obviously knew that the job was more or less done, and when you look at the game as a whole, Dignitas still did look like the better team, and it's exactly what we expected, or it's like exactly what I expected. Both teams looked great in offense, but Dignitas looked far greater in defense. Panda denied by Ahmad, who has had a quiet series so far by his standards this tournament. Khaled demos Yukio out the frame. Ahmad in a very awkward position. He's going to go for the back pass to Khaled. Dignitas just looks so organized here. They've got that man in the goal ready for anything, and they've got man pressuring the ball, and another one in reserve. Panda 1v1 with Ahmad. Great save by the latter. SRG need to be so careful though to communicate effectively when they're leaving their half. They can't allow any double commits to occur, because you can almost guarantee that Dignitas aren't going to make any. Double touch from Ahmad off the ceiling. Read well by Astral. He finds Panda waiting in the middle. Look out for the return pass. Panda actually just brings this one down. It wouldn't have been out of the question for him to Hit a mid-air pass though. Oh, Astral at the back post had an opportunity. Yukio smashed one into the near post. And it's Dignitas again who are starting off the better of the two teams. They've had the better chances so far. Defensively, SRG, they look a bit all over the place at times. You can understand why though. Dignitas, they do this to anybody on their day. SRG are having to react to all these changes of direction to the ball, and they're having to react to all these insane solo plays that Dignitas are making with that usual ping that they play with. They're the only team in the world that can do this. Chance for Ahmad. That's a well struck shot. Gave the goalkeeper no chance. Although Astral had quite a lot of the goal covered here, that is just too good. Ahmad fires one in, sending the ball back the way it's coming. With the second game in a row, SRG open the scoring. The difference is though, this goal came from midfield play. Panda to Astral. Yukio's in the middle, infield, and that is off the post for Yukio. Second time in the game that he's been denied by the woodwork. SRG need to see these passes coming. Got a chance to make one of their own though. Khaled with a very safe 50-50 on that play. And it takes Ahmad out of the game. Ahmad from a crazy angle. Oh my goodness. Is there anywhere this guy can't put the ball on net from? Great save by Dignitas on the goal line. It's that same guy once again causing problems. But look at Dignitas holding the infield pass. It's a bar this time that keeps SRG alive. But how many times are they going to let Dignitas pass the ball infield? Dignitas are just so good at this. None of these passes look like they're in any danger of being intercepted because they're struck so perfectly. And they're struck so surprisingly as well. But with 2 minutes and change left to play, SRG still lead here. Senzo, he had his dodge available for that, but he's hit the bar. Dignitas are not doing as well defensively as they did in game one. There's no denying that, but it's sort of why it was so important that SRG would finish off that game one well. They got a couple goals, that's good for their confidence, and now they've taken that into game two, and they're doing it again. Good save by Ahmad at the near post. Senzo's going to try and get some pressure on Panda. Ahmad keeps the ball to the side. Minute and 45 left for Dig. Now this infield is denied. Perhaps Dignitas are going to be doing that too often. They've had so much success in this game from the infield passes. Panda, double touch in the middle. Astral beats two, but it's into the bar. Still SRG on the receiving end of a ton of pressure, but they're starting to shut down these infield passes. That's two in a row now that have been denied. Great adaptation in defense from SRG. They are getting better and better as this tournament moves on, but that's going to leave space in the midfield for Dignitas to utilize. Challenge game still very effective for SRG. Khaled denied a tight angle wall shot. Just over a minute left to play. Dignitas are going to up the ante here, but everything towards the middle is being denied now by SRG. They've seen it coming a few times in a row now, and that's going to be a huge bonus for them moving forwards. I know that all their fans are going to be delighted to see that they're making these necessary defensive adaptations, even against arguably the best passing team in the world. Panda down the line, 40 seconds remaining for Dignitas to try and get that equalizer. But it's actually SRG who are having a lot more success now than they have at any other part of the series. Khaled has to leave the ball though. Yukio has a chance to bring it down. He's hit a very heavy first touch though, and it's got away from him. Astral misses. Looks like Dignitas are a bit lost for how to get the ball clear now. But that's actually into the middle by Khaled. Danger that nobody's able to follow up on that. Dignitas still looking for ways through. Panda with a free shot to Astral. He couldn't get the angle. The final 10 seconds. SRG have got no boost to get the ball away from their goal. And Dignitas are coming at them from all angles. Astral denied by Senzo. Still Dignitas looking for the finishing goal, but it's going to be SRG who barely hang on. And they did have to hang on for dear life here. They were saved by the post at least twice in this game, maybe more, probably more. But credit to them, they did adapt defensively. They did well to close down some nasty infield passes from Dig at the end of the game. And it was really just a boost issue at the end there. They couldn't get rid of the ball. There was one big misplay by Khaled. He centered the ball for Dig. But besides that, SRG were just desperately trying to hang on and trying to get the ball clear. And against a team like Dignitas, that is extremely difficult to do at times. Yukio starting off well in game three. That is going to go in. Solo play by Yukio. Opens the scoring in 9 seconds, and it's another poor clear by Khaled that brings him in. He left Ahmed in a really awkward place there. Khaled, who's been honestly the most consistent third man for SRG this tournament, is struggling in this matchup. You can tell that the pressure is on, and that's something that's likely to happen when you play against Dig. Will SRG be able to come back earlier in this one, because they waited way too late in game 1 before starting that comeback? Panda with a 50-50 win, and now it's out wide to Astral, who was denied by Senzo. That's great 50-50 by Astral as well. Straight down the middle, Ahmad's up early. He's put it into the bar. Khaled follows. He's a bit too high on the ball. And there's no denying that Khaled is a bit out of the game right now. He needs to try and step it up, because he's had a few mishits in defense, now a missed opportunity on offense. And it was a great chance. Khaled slowly towards the net. Easily saved by Panda. Senzo looks to get it wide to Khaled again. That's infield to Ahmad, who's denied by Yukio. It's far less likely that the infield passes will work for SRG, but that's a lot better by Khaled. I really didn't expect that he'd get the ball past the last man here, but it looks like Astral did not have any boost at all. If he had boost in this position, he would have been the savior for Dig. But he made a run into the corner to get the 100, which was stolen from him, and he couldn't find a small pad on his way back to net. Astral now with a panic flip as he clears the ball. Double touch down the line by Ahmad. Khaled's going to follow up on it. He's denied by Yukio, who has been brilliant for Dig in game 3 so far. This is turning out to be just as much of a great match as everybody expected. Yukio kept out by Ahmad. Khaled and Senzo didn't have a lot of boost in defense between them there. And again, they're having to just play with whatever they've got. Infield to Yukio, that's wide. You can see the panic in SRG. They know now that if you leave those shots uncontested, it may as well be a goal. They had dove in for that one with 2 members. Now this is an almost free shot for Ahmad. Nice interception by Astral on his way back. And now we get to see who has learned more from the first few matches, because both these teams now have had well over 2 games to see how each other's playing on the day. And Dignitas seem to be on a bit of a downward spiral in this one, as SRG have more and more success. But they have the class, they've got the experience to make multiple mid-series adjustments and try and catch SRG off guard. Panda, no luck with a flip reset. Yukio's got a free hit though. He does end up playing it into Panda on the rotation back to the goal. Khaled with another opportunity, saved on the line by Panda. This is very dangerous times for Dignitas, and they're losing control of their back corner boost. That's exactly how they conceded the first goal of the game. Yukio just takes the ball across the box as quickly as possible. Yukio has done well, but Senzo's up quicker than Panda this time. And now Khaled looking for his second goal of the game. Astral again boost starved in net. Senzo to the post. Dignitas really don't have a lot of boost to play with, but Astral gets his car underneath the ball. Panda to the bar. Senzo comes in for the rebound. SRG are getting more success here, but they need to be careful. They need to keep the focus up. They need to stay consistent, but that's another great chance. Panda has to double touch it off his own post to keep it out. SRG looking like the more threatening of the 2 teams, and the infield passes are still getting denied over and over again. What a read there by Senzo. He knew exactly what Dignitas were planning. Double touch. It's wide by Khaled. SRG still looking like the favourites late in game 3. Dignitas need to be careful with these infields. It's such a risky strategy. That's almost in off the ceiling. And now SRG are starting to accelerate. Ahmad 2-1. And who would have thought that it would be SRG making the adjustments to counter Dignitas strategy? They are playing so well in playoffs. I guess that answers your question. Can these guys play like they were in the group stage against one of the best teams in the world in a bracket format? Well, yes, they can. They've got 1 minute to hold on to this lead. Senzo's under pressure on the goal line. He's rescued by Khaled. Dignitas really stepped it up at the end of last game in the hunt for the equalizer. You can bet they're going to do it again, and they are coming at SRG right now with all that they've got. SRG have to be careful with their clears. Dignitas are lurking at the halfway line. Great avoidance by Khaled, but it's still through by Astral. Trickery by the Belgian. SRG just have to hold on for 30 seconds though. Dignitas coming forward, Panda with a dribble, and that's 2-2. The veteran player of the team gets past the whole SRG lineup, and that's great composure. The first challenge came flying at him, but he just tapped the ball past it. And with 30 seconds left, Dignitas have got the late equalizer. They couldn't get it last game. They do in game 3. And there's no denying SRG, they have been in trouble at the end of both these last 2 games. Game 2 and 3 here have been all Dignitas in the final few seconds. And it looks like it's going to continue that way. Dig going to look for the winner in regulation. It's denied at the near post by Senzo. Can SRG get the ball clear? Not yet. Astral into the far post area. Panda's there. He puts it wide. And Ahmad is scrambling to get it clear. He needs help from Senzo though. Into the ground it goes. They get a clean restart. SRG's defense looks shaky. Dignitas not falling for the trap of just only using that infield pass. Here comes Ahmad down the line. Fake challenge by Yukio and a bump after the fact. Gets him off the ball. And now Khaled's looking for a way through. He's got Senzo in the middle. No dodge available. He waited too long. Ahmad back pass to Senzo, who fires long. A breather for Sandrock Gaming. And that's a great demo by Senzo, but meanwhile, the other 2 members of Dignitas are taking the ball clear. Ahmad unable to get it wide, but Senzo has him covered. It's back into the middle for Khaled. He's testing Panda's goalkeeping now. And you know, anything on target is a threat in this kind of game. It's been so back and forth and so fast paced that you might as well see if the other team will misplay with a save. Well, Khaled alone in the back. Yukio does not double it past him. Khaled keeps it in the corner towards Ahmad. He's going to go over the top here, looking for multiple demos as he comes across. Astral spawns far side. Will SRG see him coming? High pop into the middle. Khaled over the top of Ahmad there as he came in for the save. There was still the double touch, the double commit rather. And a double commit from Dignitas, who can't be feeling all that comfortable either. Senzo tried to get the ball down, but he just played it right into Astral. Senzo with a slow knock on target. Easily saved by Yukio. Khaled denied at the near post. Dignitas having to do a bit of defending here. And you know, they've not looked all that comfortable this game in defense, just like their opponents. Ahmad immediately recovers there to deny any follow-up shot for Dig. But it's a scramble back, and now Senzo's alone. Yukio has options middle. It's a bit too slow of a pass, and Astral's afraid to commit early on that one. So much boost having to be used by SRG just to get a simple clear ball here. But they're definitely getting more space to play with than they did at the end of regulation time. Khaled into the middle to Senzo. Good save by Panda. SRG are still coming forward though. And it looks like nobody's going to contest Khaled here. It's off the post. Follow up by Ahmad. That's saved by Yukio. Boost at a premium for Dignitas, it would seem. Nobody able to challenge Khaled in the air. And that was the best chance we've seen in overtime. Panda pops it up high. Astral has to just take a 50-50 with Ahmad, who is flying into the play. There's Senzo long to the middle. And Khaled is coming in to punish Panda, but good recovery by Panda. Now Astral with a chance. Can he make something special happen? Impossible angle. Denied by Khaled, who is waiting in the middle. Best chance of the game so far, though. Astral saved and then off the post by SRG. And that could have been the game. Both teams have come close in overtime. Khaled trying to keep the ball alive for SRG in offense. Senzo beaten to the punch by Panda, who has done a great job this series, just keeping up with how fast-paced this has been, showing that it's not just Yukio and Astral who can play at this speed. Senzo beats out the Dig defense. Ahmad's going to follow up, but he's denied by Yukio. Yukio now downfield, can't get the redirect. Astral following up. Diagonal well comes into play, but Khaled will send that one all the way into the Dignitas half. We are going to try and pass out to defense. Yukio down the line. Immediately tackled by Senzo. Ahmad had to adapt here, but he's adapted well. That's just gone in. He expected an earlier challenge, realized it wasn't coming, but he got a really good angle on that. Played it off Astral's car and into the net, and Dignitas have just let the ball roll into their bottom corner with no one back and ready for it. I mean, it was a bit unexpected. There's no denying that. You don't often see a 50-50 like that, just rolling on target. But where were the Dignitas defense? You've got to have somebody covering back on a 50-50 like that, especially a team like Dignitas, who are so organized and have such a great rotational game. You never expect them to let go a goal that easily in such a tense Game 3. But SRG are up 2-1. They've had to work incredibly hard for this. But now Dignitas have got the harder job. They looked so good in Game 1. They dominated for the most part. Only a couple of late goals that really were no more than consolation for SRG. Kept it looking competitive on the score sheet, but everybody who watched that game probably thought that Dignitas had it figured out, that they were the perfect counter. You know, having enough in offense to expose the SRG defensive weaknesses, while also playing a great defensive game, courtesy of their speed in the air especially. Pre-flip by Panda, that's denied at the far post by Ahmad. And a great recovery by Ahmad again. He's forced Azrael wide, but Yukio's coming in now. Mind game by Yukio. Saved by Ahmad at the far post. Khaled, rather. Now Khaled has a chance at the other end of the field. Mind games it. Azrael's got in the way, but Senzo's here. Denied by Yukio. And that was such a great save on the goal line against arguably the best ones player on the planet, Khaled. You never want to face him in a 1v1 position. But Dignitas have done that, and they've come out with a great result. Anything except conceding will do. Ahmad, tight angle rebound, that's wide. Still, SRG looks scary in offense. We knew they would be. And Dignitas, for the most part, have played well enough against them. But that one huge misplay at the end of Game 3 has let them down, and now they are in a super awkward position. Ceiling shot by Yukio, saved by Khaled. It's still on the goal line. Panda makes it 1-0 dig. Yukio had two players of SRG jumping at the ball here. They were thinking that a save was all they needed, that the ball would naturally clear itself, but it stayed on the goal line. And that's the risk of double committing in that position. Just because it looks like any save will do doesn't necessarily mean that that is the case. Dignitas strike first in Game 4. I definitely am low-key, high-key hoping for a Game 5 here. Oh my goodness, Ahmad with another laser to the Dignitas net. Khaled with one of his own as well. That's some good goalkeeping by the crossbar, and then Dignitas as well. Infield to Khaled, to the goal, and it's not saved this time. SRG are moving the ball around just as good as Dignitas in the offensive half of the field. Shots are coming in from all angles, and they're coming in fast. You do not have any time to think about where you're going to hit your save when you play against SRG, or Dignitas for that matter. You just have to get up and make yourself as big as possible and hope for the best, because these guys are attacking so quickly, just like we thought they would. But still, other teams who are watching this must be thinking that this is the matchup to beat right now. Whoever wins this, surely going to be tournament favourites. Top corner for Astral. Yukio follows up. Senzo with a great recovery. And now he's trying to fake Panda off the challenge. Well, what a tournament so far for Senzo. I mean, Ahmad and Khaled had really proven themselves against some of the best in the world on this channel before. Senzo didn't have the chance, but he has really stepped up and proven to people that he is just as important a member of this team as the two more experienced and longer term members of the lineup. Panda decides to go high off the infield pass. The backboard is covered, and Ahmad's making a run down the line. That was dangerous. Astral had to run back. Senzo infield to Khaled. And now it's actually SRG who are looking to that avenue of attack more than Dignitas. Panda infield. No one is there. And just like I said before, Dignitas, they're not really looking at infield passes to the main source of goals anymore because of SRG's adjustment covering that angle. And it's up to Dignitas to keep an eye on that because already in Game 4 we've seen several infield passes just really not go contested. And it's not just a cautionary measure for Dignitas to cover the infield passes. They could profit off these if they get interceptions. Bar is not friendly to Khaled here, but the bumps are. And Astral has to recover fast to deny SRG again, who still look like the more dangerous of the two teams in Game 4. High pop into the middle. Ahmad is on it. Senzo in reserve. He's sent it center. Khaled way back on this one though. He's going to look for Ahmad on the side of the field. It's a bit behind him. Chance maybe for Dignitas to get out of their own half for the first time in a while. SRG pushing for the late game goal to take it before overtime. Great read by Khaled on Natural's near post approach here. He's playing such a safe line of defense there. Gets the ball all the way down the line with pressure. Ahmad has actually forced a miss from Astral there. Dignitas are in trouble, but they're still in a tie game. Are they going to be able to clutch it late? That's a double commit from SRG. Khaled is alone momentarily. He did well, got a good 50-50. Panda waits in the middle. Ahmad straight down. Overtime Game 4. We've seen a couple of kickoff goals already this series. And another very close cheat by both teams. Could have easily led to one. Senzo quickly down the line. Panda's going to dispossess him. That's actually on target. Or is it? Crossbar to Senzo! SRG 3-1 over Dignitas in incredible fashion. This was not just SRG coming out all guns blazing and catching Dignitas off guard with a playstyle they're not used to. I think that we can silence everybody who keeps on saying that that's all that SRG have against our LCS teams. No, they were the team that had to adapt here. They got dominated in Game 1. Dignitas infield passes were tearing them to pieces, and they were able to deny Dignitas all of the infield pass goals late in the series. They shut down the Dignitas offense. And what happened afterwards? Dignitas got exposed in solo plays. They were actually the ones struggling to deal with SRG more than SRG were struggling to deal with Dignitas. But that is just incredible. I thought if SRG would win this, they had to get a good start. They would have had to, keep Dignitas under pressure, start to finish, put them on the back foot. But it was actually Dignitas who got the dream opening to this series. And even Game 2, Dignitas almost stole it at the end. Almost came back. But SRG just got better and better as this one went. That is unbelievable to watch. I mean, the more that I see these guys play, the more impressed I am by them. And, some people think that they're overhyped. Some people think that they're not RLCS quality, that they're not rival series quality, that all these results are just luck. But they've just beaten Vitality 3-1 in group stage. They've just beaten Dignitas 3-1 in the first round of playoffs. How many incredible results do these guys have to get before they get the unanimous respect of the competitive Rocket League scene? How many? That's all I've got to ask to the doubters at this point, because the more that they play, the more they look like the real deal. And that, I can't really exaggerate how impressive of a series that is for SRG. To lose Game 1 in as devastating of a fashion as they did, and still be the team who are adapting to what's going wrong. And offensively, is there any doubt that these guys have one of the best offenses in the world? I don't think I need to argue even the biggest doubter on that one. These guys are absolutely unreal in the offensive half of the field. Yeah, I'm going to check and see if any of the SRG guys are around for an interview. I know you guys want to hear from all of them, obviously, but Khaled and Ahmad are not at all confident with their English, so we might only hear from Senzo. Of course, if Khaled and Ahmad, or Khaled or Ahmad, want to join in, then that's absolutely possible. We'll be able to communicate, I'm sure. Senzo can translate, or I'll just ask easy questions. It won't be a problem, but it's entirely up to them. I don't want to put any pressure on them. Let me just hop in a Discord with Senzo, and we'll have a chat about that game. See what his thoughts are. Senzo, my man, how are you doing?
Doing fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's just yourself again. Ahmed and Khaled don't want to risk their English debut yet, do they?
Yeah, I mean they're not comfortable with speaking.
That's fine. That's fine. But yes, congratulations to them and to you on
Thanks.
another win. And right now you're the longest win streak team in the tournament because NLE just lost earlier on today, and Veloce haven't played yet. But let's just start off by asking you. You know, a lot of people have been saying recently the SRG are RLCS quality, and then a lot of other people are saying that you guys are not RLCS quality. When you guys are playing in this tournament, are you trying to prove any of these haters, if you can call them that, wrong, or are you trying to prove any of the doubters wrong, or is that not on your mind at all?
No, not at all. Because we like it's just the media talk. We don't listen to them. But like we play into the tournament to like playing our best, playing our game. We try and like if we can compete against like one of the best teams in the world, which we did. So
Absolutely. I mean, you guys just keep on going from strength to strength, and every result that you're getting is almost more impressive than the last one. But I did want to ask you about this one, this win over Dig. Were you guys aware earlier on about Dignitas's infield passes, being a really big danger and something that you had to watch out for? Because later on in the series, it seemed like you guys were making more interceptions. Oh, and by the way, if possible, put your microphone closer to your mouth. People, I think, want you louder.
I just don't
There
want
you
to
go.
make a tornado sound.
Yeah, this is fine.
Like okay.
But yeah, for infield passes, was that something that you were watching out for?
Yeah, because I mean I watch like the games play every week in RCS. I mean I noticed they play pass a lot in the midfield, so I told my teammates to focus on that, and whenever they want to shoot, just focus in the midfield and instead of like standing in the net, which we did, and like counted every like pass they had.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you guys, adjusted well to that. Um, Offensively, were Dignitas harder to score on than Vitality, or were they easier to get the ball past?
No, definitely it was so hard to like score. I mean, especially like with Joachim and stealing like every burst we had, and it was like covering all the midfield. It was like so hard to score. So we had tried like to put it in the backboard, and someone fell on the second to the third man. So yeah, I mean we tried to pass it along the midfield as well. So yeah, it was good. Some of the goals.
Yeah, it definitely went your favor towards the end. When you were under pressure at the end of game two, like what's the comms like? Is it chaotic when Dignitas have all three people forward and they're trying to score late in a game to equalize, and you guys all have no boost? Is it just pure chaos in the comms, or is everybody calm in that situation?
No, definitely not because every time like we're under pressure and we don't have burst, I just stay under the net and tell someone to like stay on the back board, not to like block if Astro are gonna double it or not. So yeah, I keep yelling, I don't have burst, I don't have burst. So yeah, it works, I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't really blame you. I mean, Dignitas are probably the scariest offense besides yourselves in this tournament. But you're into the winners semi-finals now. You're going to play tomorrow against the winner of Veloce or Espanyol. So, first question on that is, which of those two teams have you been more impressed with so far, Veloce or Espanyol?
I mean, we used to scrim against RCD, and they kind of, they've been playing good and bad. Depends on the day. But I want to play against Veloci, because they're RCS teams, and we are playing this tournament because we want to learn from the best team or one of the best teams in Europe. So yeah,
Well, you're
I want to
definitely
play
doing a
against Veloci.
yeah, you're definitely doing a pretty good job of that so far, giving yourself a chance to play all the RLCS competition. Um, yeah, you're only actually three series wins away from the whole thing. Are you guys thinking about that at all, or is it just a one game at a time kind of thing? Because really, with your current run, it is possible. A lot of people are expecting that, or to see you make a deep run here. How much is that on your mind?
Yeah, we like playing one game at a time. we don't want to like rush what's gonna happen in the finals because we're not even close to it yet. I think we're the same as now. So yeah, I mean we're not even thinking about the prize pool as well because we're playing this tournament because we want to learn from the RSS teams. So yeah.
Well, honestly, it's really impressive to hear that and to see such maturity and such experience from a new team. So congratulations on the success and congratulations on the continued success. We'll see you again tomorrow, second game of the day, to see if it will continue. And good luck in that matchup when it comes. It will be a best of 7 tomorrow. Is there anything that you guys have got planned for the longer length series, or are we just expecting more of the same from you?
Nah, I mean we're trying like to play our play in the day. We're not focusing. It doesn't matter if it's best of 7 or 5. We just want to play our game and do our best. Doesn't matter if we even lose or like win.
Well, again, good luck to you. Winner bracket run off to a good start, and remember to pass on all of our best wishes to Khaled and Ahmed, who played great today as well. You all did, and we're all of the fans I know who are rooting for you will just be in semi disbelief, but also just realizing more and more that you guys can do this. So good luck, and thanks for talking to us after another incredible win.
Thank you for having me.
Right, bye now, Senzo. Senzo of SRG, who have just beaten Dignitas 3-1. And that's insane. I mean, you look at the scores here. They just bounced back from a crushing game 1 to win 1-0, and then they win 2 overtimes in a row. Once after a long overtime, one in a very quick overtime. These guys, they're the real deal. They adapt. They're incredibly solid mentally. They're getting better and better. Every time I see them, their defense looks better. And their offense is already, dare I say it, the most impressive that I've seen recently in Rocket League, including all RLCS teams. No offense impresses me. This is just my opinion. No offense impresses me more than Sandrock Gaming right now. They seem like the most scary team to try and defend against. And yeah, if their defense keeps improving, they can only get better from here. That's the other scary thing. It was a bit unexpected. There's no denying that. You don't often see a 50-50 like that, just rolling on target. But where were the Dignitas defense? You've got to have somebody covering back on a 50-50 like that, especially a team like Dignitas, who are so organized and have such a great rotational game. You never expect them to let go a goal that easily in such a tense game 3. But SRG are up 2-1. They've had to work incredibly hard for this. But now Dignitas have got the harder job. They looked so good in game 1. They dominated for the most part. Only a couple of late goals that really were no more than consolation for SRG. Kept it looking competitive on the score sheet, but everybody who watched that game probably thought that Dignitas had it figured out, that they were the perfect counter. Having enough in offense to expose the SRG defensive weaknesses, while also playing a great defensive game, courtesy of their speed in the air especially. Pre-flip by Panda, that's denied at the far post by Ahmad. And a great recovery by Ahmad again. He's forced Azrael wide, but Yukio's coming in now. Mind game by Yukio. Saved by Ahmad at the far post. Khaled, rather. Now Khaled has a chance at the other end of the field. Mind games it. Azrael's got in the way, but Senzo's here. Denied by Yukio. And that was such a great save on the goal line against arguably the best ones player on the planet, Khaled. You never want to face him in a 1v1 position. But Dignitas have done that, and they've come out with a great result. Anything except conceding will do. Ahmad, tight angle rebound, that's wide. Still, SRG looks scary in offense. We knew they would be. And Dignitas, for the most part, have played well enough against them. But that one huge misplay at the end of game 3 has let them down, and now they are in a super awkward position. Ceiling shot by Yukio. Saved by Khaled. It's still on the goal line. Panda makes it 1-0 dig. Yukio had two players of SRG jumping at the ball here. They were thinking that a save was all they needed, that the ball would naturally clear itself, but it stayed on the goal line. And that's the risk of double committing in that position. Just because it looks like any save will do, doesn't necessarily mean that that is the case. Dignitas strike first in game 4. I definitely am low-key, high-key hoping for a game 5 here. Oh my goodness, Ahmad with another laser to the Dignitas net. Khaled with one of his own as well. That's some good goalkeeping by the crossbar, and then Dignitas as well. Infield to Khaled, to the goal, and it's not saved this time. SRG are moving the ball around just as good as Dignitas in the offensive half of the field. Shots are coming in from all angles, and they're coming in fast. You do not have any time to think about where you're going to hit your save when you play against SRG, or Dignitas for that matter. You just have to get up and make yourself as big as possible and hope for the best, because these guys are attacking so quickly, just like we thought they would. But still, other teams who are watching this must be thinking that this is the matchup to beat right now. Whoever wins this, surely going to be tournament favourites. Top corner for Astral. Yukio follows up. Senzo with a great recovery. And now he's trying to fake Panda off the challenge. Well, what a tournament so far for Senzo. I mean, Ahmad and Khaled had really proven themselves against some of the best in the world on this channel before. Senzo didn't have the chance, but he has really stepped up and proven to people that he is just as important a member of this team as the two more experienced and longer term members of the lineup. Panda decides to go high off the infield pass. The backboard is covered, and Ahmad's making a run down the line. That was dangerous. Astral had to run back. Senzo infield to Khaled. And now it's actually SRG who are looking to that avenue of attack more than Dignitas. Panda infield. No one is there, and just like I said before, Dignitas, they're not really looking at infield passes as the main source of goals anymore because of SRG's adjustment covering that angle. And it's up to Dignitas to keep an eye on that, because already in game 4 we've seen several infield passes just really not go contested. And it's not just a cautionary measure for Dignitas to cover the infield passes. They could profit off these if they get interceptions. Bar is not friendly to Khaled here, but the bumps are. And Astral has to recover fast to deny SRG again, who still look like the more dangerous of the two teams in game 4. High pop into the middle. Ahmad is on it. Senzo in reserve. He's sent it center. Khaled way back on this one though. He's going to look for Ahmad on the side of the field. It's a bit behind him. Chance maybe for Dignitas to get out of their own half for the first time in a while. SRG pushing for the late game goal to take it before overtime. Great read by Khaled on Natural's near post approach here. He's playing such a safe line of defense there. Gets the ball all the way down the line with pressure. Ahmad has actually forced a miss from Astral there. Dignitas are in trouble, but they're still in a tie game. Are they going to be able to clutch it late? That's a double commit from SRG. Khaled is alone momentarily. He did well, got a good 50-50. Panda waits in the middle. Ahmad straight down. Overtime game 4. We've seen a couple of kickoff goals already this series. And another very close cheat by both teams. Could have easily led to one. Senzo quickly down the line. Panda's going to dispossess him. That's actually on target. Or is it? Crossbar to Senzo! SRG 3-1 over Dignitas in incredible fashion. This was not just SRG coming out all guns blazing and catching Dignitas off guard with a playstyle they're not used to. I think that we can silence everybody who keeps on saying that that's all that SRG have against our LCS teams. No, they were the team that had to adapt here. They got dominated in game 1. Dignitas infield passes were tearing them to pieces, and they were able to deny Dignitas all of the infield pass goals late in the series. They shut down the Dignitas offense. And what happened afterwards? Dignitas got exposed in solo plays. They were actually the ones struggling to deal with SRG more Then SRG were struggling to deal with Dignitas.